Hi everyone, and welcome back to a little devlog video for Project Accelerators. I know there hasn't been any content out about PA for a little while, because I was being really busy with college work and everything, so I kind of had put PA on the back burner, also because of financial reasons. If you actually want to make it easier for me to work on PA full time, basically, you can check out my Patreon down in the description below. That said, we're going to be talking about some upcoming car performance changes coming with the update 5.0.0 Speed of Silencers. And Speed of Silencers is going to be a very, of course, Silencers themed update with a lot of new models for the Silencer cars, adding all of the missing Silencer cars, and even a Silencer HQ. But another really important thing is going to be the overhaul of the vehicle movement in this game. And the most important change we're making is drastically increasing the grippiness of a lot of cars, but in return removing the so-called sideways movement compensation system. Basically how it works, the sideways movement compensation is whenever you're sliding sideways, you have a velocity in forwards direction of course, and you also have a velocity in the sideways direction. And what SMC did was reduce the sideways velocity and giving you a more forward velocity in return, so your drifts will be more tight. But it would cause a very unnatural feeling, and also a feeling of the cars being very light, because even though they could make the turns, they didn't actually have a lot of grip while doing so, allowing you to slide out way easier. And with this change, we're keeping the rough same like turn tightness in terms of how tight each car can turn, but there's a lot more feeling of grip and stability. And one of the biggest examples here is going to be Drift Tag, where I can turn and I can just completely just press the forward button and not steer at all and just maintain a drift. And adjust it by just tapping left or right key, so I can really easily adjust how far I am drifting. And in comparison for grip cars, we have something like CoFlight, and a little preview as well for its new model, which still has a very good amount of grip. As you can see here, it is not very slidey at all. But this is also going to affect how each car handles on ice, because ice has gotten a full increase in grip as well, where you can grab basically higher grip turns than you would normally take. And this is especially going to be apparent with the grippiest of grip cars, again like CoFlight. So I've got to be driving a little bit first on slicks, and you're gonna notice how well this car handles even with slicks on ice, and especially if you go over the spikes, it really is gonna be good on like how grippy the car is gonna be on ice. So grip cars are definitely gonna have a very nice experience on ice, because again, just how grippy they are now. They are still slidier here than on normal roads, and your car are going to understeer a lot, as you can see there. But once you actually start to turn going, you will have no issues actually making it throughout the turns without sliding out. Meanwhile, grip cars that are not as grippy as CoFlight, but more something like Chicane, are also going to have pretty good experiences on ice. Um, they are still going to be sliding a little bit. This is with slicks, but the control is still much better already. And this is again the main crux of the changes for the car balancing that we are doing right now. That each car is going to have improved performance on ice because of the better grip. Cars are going to feel less light and overall more in control. Another thing that we're going to be doing is affecting how the handbrake affects different cars. Because previously, the handbrake always affected the rear tires. Now they will affect the tires that are not affected by the drivetrain. So if you have front wheel drive, of course, you're going to have rear wheel handbrake. If you have a rear wheel drive car, you're going to have front wheel handbrake. And because of how the cars are much grippier now, if the wheels, if you actually use handbrake to initiate a drift turn on more grippier cars, it will work as well. And that basically sums up all of the upcoming car performance changes for the next update. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys all when it releases.